Hello, everybody. This is Billy and Shaun. We are bringing you a video today to explain in detail about our financial planning approach here at Peterson Wealth Services. Many of you have heard the term financial planning, but are not quite sure exactly what it means. We wanted to give you a behind the curtains look at our approach and why it could be so beneficial to you or your family members or somebody that you know who is getting close to retirement. That could be from a professional services standpoint, or just somebody that you might know in your family or a friend, or maybe yourself. So we're going to jump in and show you some of that and help you understand how we navigate retirement for our clients.
Yeah, so we first want to start off with what are your goals? When do you want to retire? What do you want to spend your money on? And so we spend a lot of time with clients diving into that and having them open up and just tell us what they want their lifestyle to look like. And we want you to rank it. So you can see here on this financial plan for Harvey and Donna, we have needs, wants, and wishes. So we always start with the basic living. We obviously have to include healthcare. Most people are going to need a vehicle replacement in retirement, and they want to travel, have some extra fun money, and they want to buy a motorhome as a wish. So we start here, we assign dollar amounts, and we assign how often these things are going to occur. And we're also looking at life expectancy because end game, we all got to know when that is, and we don't want to run out of money before then.
What may need to be cut out of a person's financial plan if it's not going to work based on resources that are available and the amount that's being put away to fund these goals.
What's non-negotiable? That's the need. What would be nice? Those are the wishes and the wants. Then we're going to look into, okay, what have you put away? Where do you currently stand with your investment assets? Bill, I'll let you kind of go over this one.
So the investment accounts are going to be harvested in to update constantly in our system. These assets are going to feed in so we can look at this plan instantaneously with a client, or the client can view these reports on their own at home. So investment accounts are going to be inputted for tax structure, for their account type, and for the amount that's being contributed annually to each one of those accounts. Additionally, we'll look at outside investment accounts, so investments that are not held at Raymond James. They might be real estate, other properties, things of that nature. And we'll look at other assets like properties, homes, real estate, business interests, etc. And finally, we'll incorporate this into what we call your net worth statement. So between the assets minus the liabilities, we'll have an easy access to your net worth, which will be updated constantly anytime that you want to call or want to log in to view how your net worth is progressing.
It's a really clean picture. And also, I just want to point out quickly, we also consider the income sources coming in with Social Security or other income, which could be pensions, part-time work, rentals, whatever it might be. So what we're doing now is we're building a current snapshot of the client's retirement scenario. And then we say, all right, what does this look like? Is this all going to work? And we factor in things like inflation, bad market performance, taxes, unexpected things. And we say, hey, what's going to happen in this current scenario? Are you all on track, or what do we need to adjust? So in this situation, first scenario, hey, probability of success, 67%. No one wants to get a 67% on a test. I don't know. Maybe some people do. We want to see your likelihood of success about 80%. That's in the green zone. We're happy with that scenario. Now, we look at this and we sit down with the client. We say, okay, what can we do differently? Now, there's a lot of time spent doing that. I'm going to jump ahead and show you what our suggestions would be to help Donna and Harvey get retired here. So now here's current scenario on the left, 67%. Our recommended scenario gets them right to that sweet spot, 81%. So what are the differences? Well, work 1 year later. Not a bad sacrifice there. Decrease spending by 5%. So you can see it actually narrows it right down to the goals here. So not much change in their basic living expenses, little bit change on the vehicle replacement, little decrease on the travel. And you know what, guys, how important is that motorhome? Because that took the motorhome right out. And the client might say, hey, that's a non-negotiable now. We can lock that and then determine what we need to do. And also we need an increase on an annual amount of $22,500 of investing or investing into their plan. So that could be through 401ks, brokerage accounts, IRAs, whatever it might be. And that gets them right on track for that recommended scenario.
The beauty of this is we can update this on the fly with the client so they can determine as they look at this, what is something that they're willing to do and maybe what's something they're not willing to do. They
Right.
might not be willing to work a year later, or they might say, look, the motorhome is really something we want. We don't want to give that up. So we're going to move that from the wishes over to the wants. And we're then going to lock it and say, what now? So maybe the increased spending goes up even more, maybe delayed retirement, maybe we cut back on some of the other expenses. But this gives us a really good working scenario to get you from here to there, rather than approaching retirement with a hope and a prayer. This gives us a really good feeling about knowing where the next chapter in your life will take you and that you're on track to meet your goals.
This is a really fun visual to look at too for retirees. So this really maps it all out. It looks at your reliable income, so what's coming in, and then it looks at your goals, what's going out, and shows you where the shortfall is. How short are we to complete all this? And then it also estimates, hey, what's going to be your liquid net worth based on your current asset levels, current investment rate, and then also an estimated rate of return on those investments. So it's saying, hey, you guys are going to retire with $4.5 million. We are going to withdraw in this first year $193,000, which is 4.23% of the portfolio. Right, again, right in that 4 or 5% withdrawal rate range. And it will show them every year what we're planning to pull from their retirement assets, and then also how it's going to end up. So you're going to have, you can see we're having a net positive return as this grows throughout the years. Another thing to look at here, total return, we're looking for a 7.35% return. That needs to be their average annual return to make this work. Safety margin means what's left over. So that's inheritance. Or we like to use it as, hey, what if something happens? What if something unexpected we didn't plan for? We have some money set aside for that. Now, 15 million today is not the same as 15 million 30 years from now. So don't get too excited, but there is some wiggle room there. And then also tells you how much did you pull out over your retirement. So $11.6 million in this scenario, average withdrawal rate 3.5%, looks really good. So again, this gets much more detailed. We're trying to keep this video short because everyone has a short attention span nowadays, but this is really cool. And we really dive into this with our clients. And it's so fun to watch people say, hey, let's adjust this. Let's do that. What if I sell my business and net X dollars? How does that affect things? What if we downgrade our home and have extra cash? I mean, possibilities, we've seen it all, right, Bill, with this?
Oh, we have hundreds of clients who've gone through this process with us. So we currently monitor over 500 different plans for our clients, and it is really exciting to do their annual review and then update things as they progress throughout their life. They might want to add in grandchildren's funding, college education. Their goals change as their life progresses. So it's fun to have this built roadmap that we can always stop for detours along the way and just make sure that your assets are working hard to make the life that you want carved out, make it work for you. So bring it all back. Those of you who like planning and knowing where you're going, have stability in your life, you're going to love this. Those of you who are more analytical, maybe even a CPA listening to this video, your clients are going to be happy when they have this type of resource and this type of planning oriented approach to their retirement. So give us a call. We'd love to set up a time and walk through this with you. Take care out there, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.